What's going on, everybody? It's Ricky from VideoHomicide, and today I have a special video, okay, talking about a sequel to a film that I just recently covered on the channel, that film being Video Violence. Today we're going to be talking about Video Violence 2, also known as Video Violence, the Exploitation. There's going to be major spoilers in this video, so if you have not seen the sequel to the film in question, or, if you haven't seen the film in question, go ahead and watch it first, because I'm going to ruin the Norman Bates, being exposed as the mother type thing. We don't want to give any kind of crazy spoilers and ruin anyone's experience with this movie, because it needs to be seen, all right? I loved it. I love the first one, but the second one, I pop in, I'm watching it, okay? And it plays like this. Like the first movie, it is more of it's a linear film, whereas this second one, it's kind of set up like a talk show, okay? Because you got your two hicks from the first film, Howard and Eli. They're playing these two talk show dudes, and they're having videos sent to them. They're showing these videos. They have this chick in the studio with them. They're in like a legit little studio, and they're laughing, they're ranting and raving, and like the only thing better than Howard and Eli in this film are these short films that are being sent to them. So to go over a few of them, we got this really crazy sort of like advertisement for this device called the Dracomatic. And what the Dracomatic is this thing that you basically impale into somebody, and it's almost like a tap, okay? Like a tap when you tap a keg of of alcohol, goes into your body, and it has like a little tiny tap on it, and you can pour the blood out, and that's what it's for. It's for getting the blood out of people so you can drink it. It's messed up, and the way that it's shot. If you're unfamiliar, this is a shot on video movie, so it looks very amateur in its production quality. But if you're into this kind of stuff, then you'll really appreciate it, because it's so amateur in its production quality. It's the only way I can describe it. But the heart is there, and the special effects kick ass. So Dracomatic was, when I think about this movie, I'm thinking about that. Okay, it's so messed up. There's another little short film sent into them that's all about this older lady who's working at the video store from the first movie, and this lady comes in who's like obviously from out of town, and she's picked up a few movies. One of the movies she actually picks up is Video Violence on VHS. She's trying to rent these movies out, and because she's not a member, she has to get like her photo taken, and she goes and sits on this chair. The one dude starts casually tying her up, and she's like, "What the hell is this for?" The old lady's like, "Oh, it's so you don't move around in the photo." And next thing you know, this chick is now tied up, like in this chair, like cannot move, and this old lady just puts a piece of plastic wrap over her face, and then takes like a shrink wrap, like a heat gun, and just heat guns the fucking shrink wrap around this chick's face. It's crazy, man. It's so awesome. This movie's filled with creative kills. That's for damn sure. Another really good one is like almost like a Furby, or like just like one of those kind of, every couple of years you have like a new toy that comes out that every kid wants, like a Cabbage Patch Dolls. When I was a kid, it was a Furby. And in this one, I forget what it's called. I think it's called Wilbur. This little boy gets this Wilbur doll, and he's hugging it, and then Wilbur takes a bite out of the kid's neck, and the kid's like squirting blood out. It's ridiculous, man. But it's supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be messed up, and it works. It really does work. I took a couple of notes during the film. Okay, so there's these three chicks that are like watching horror movies and stuff, just sitting around hanging out, and they get the idea to order this pizza. So they order a pizza. The pizza boy shows up, and they're like being slutty, and like they're acting like they're gonna fuck them and all this stuff. And next thing you know, they just start hacking the shit out of them. Granted, it doesn't show any of the violence really in that little short, but it's cool. It's cool to see. So these chicks hack the shit out of them, and at the end, the one chick says to the other chick, "Oh, do you think the Chinese restaurant in town delivers or something?" Like as if they're gonna like that's what they do. Like they get these delivery boys to come and bring them food, and then they just kill them and skip out on the bill, which is the main thing there. Not having to fucking pay for food kicks ass. But I wouldn't go to the extent of killing someone over it. But that was a really fun one. That one kind of gave me not in story wise, but it gave me sort of like a Slumber Party Massacre vibe in a way. But that one was cool, but like I said, there wasn't any like real gore to that one. Finally, we're going to talk, like there's many more. Like I'm cutting out a lot of them here. I'm just trying to kind of give you a bit of a gist of what happens in this movie. So this is the major spoiler. Howard and Eli are two hick guys that had traumatized and terrorized the couple from the first video violence. They're at their studio and they wrap the set, which is ridiculous because like they're like this chick that they have on the stage with them. They've been acting like, you know, she's actually dead and like they're like cutting her up, but it's all fake. And then at the end of the night, the chick gets up and she's like, this is bullshit, blah, blah, blah. I'm never working for you guys again. She's ripping all the makeup off and the tape and all that kind of stuff. And Howard or Eli, one of the guys grabs her and just breaks her neck. And he's like, this chick never shuts up. So now this chick is dead. And now the crew and Howard and Eli, they're like, all right, the filming is over, let's party. So they all sit around, they start drinking. Someone comes to the door of the studio and drops off this VHS tape. So they're like, fuck it, let's put in this VHS tape. It's probably another cool killing. It ends up being the couple from the first movie. And they're like, listen, Howard and Eli, you guys are fucked. We got your ass, you know. We're you know, are we going to call the cops on you guys? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Are we going to show up with a chainsaw and a machine gun and just kill you guys? That's what happens. The couple shows up with a chainsaw, a shotgun and a chainsaw, and you know, they start killing people of the crew and all this stuff. And you know, they got Howard and Eli like on their hands and knees like begging, and then all of a sudden they just, one of these numbers like a Scooby-Doo, like rip the mask off, and it's their buddies playing a prank on them. And it's just so it's very satisfying because I was like, oh fuck, like this is crazy, like this is like it's the kind of situation that actually had me going, like I was like gobsmacked by this like shot on video horror film, and I was like, damn, that's like quite a twist, you know what I mean? And it was good. This is a really good pairing of two really, you know, low budget horror films from the 80s that were shot on video. It's definitely made me want to check out a lot more SOV films because there's so many out there, right? Because during the 80s and even into the 90s, so many people, there was so many of these low budgety horror films coming out because people, it was cheaper, you know, it was cheaper than buying film. It was cheaper than getting, you know, renting a 16 millimeter camera. Like you could go and get a VHS camera for like $1,000 and then make as many movies as you want, edit them on a VCR. You know, like James Rolfe does a really good documentary video on his channel where he talks about how he was, you know, editing his movies on 2 VCRs, which is mind-blowing to me. Like I think that anyone that's been through that really has an appreciation with the technology that we have now, or is really, you know, grateful for what we have now. But yeah, man, I think Gary Cohen, he's done a couple other movies. He did one in between these two flicks that I gotta check out, so definitely stay tuned for a review or, you know, a video talking about those. But with that being said, I would definitely suggest checking these flicks out. The first movie is on YouTube, so you can check it out there. The second one, sadly, is not, but I'm sure you wouldn't have that much problem or that much trouble finding it somewhere. Definitely watch those flicks. And with that being said, definitely check out the Teespring account. Definitely check out the Facebook page. The wallet is still, you know, views are happening all the time. I'm really excited for that movie because, like, that's one of the things about these video violence films. It makes me excited to make movies, to make short films and stuff, because that's what this is. It's like a group of people having fun, and that's what I love to do with my crew, you know. Like, so shout out to Kayla, shout out to Nick, shout out to the old man, shout out to Chris, like everyone that's helped me on my films. It's cool because this is the kind of stuff that I think dreams are made of, and this is like, it's just good. I love it. So anyways, thanks for watching. Adios.